Good afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for May 21st, 2021, Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern. We have a reverse aging, health call tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. And then on Sunday, I will be with PAO on a webcast. Most of us, I'd say every one of us, have forms of fear. And I've talked to people that say, I have no fear. Well, that's debatable, because I think, I think some of us are unconsciously, we're unaware that we have fear. We're so used to it. And then you bring in enlightenment, and enlightenment is loving what you fear. Now, if you said that to somebody who says, well, you got to love what you fear, they say, well, you're crazy. As Osho said, what is fear made of? Fear is made of ignorance of one's own self. Fear is made of ignorance of one's own self. Our lives are meant to be absolute, magical, manifesting adventures. In order to experience your greatest magic, power, and freedom, you must first be totally free from the grasp of fear. When your heart is truly fearless, your soul trusts that it's safe to perpetually open up to life. And nothing feels impossible for you. You can ask anything of the universe, and it is not too much. The fearless, those of us who are fearless beings, is the most desired, empowered, and beautiful being in the entire universe. Whatever their heart desires instantly begins to move energy into form, create it into reality, to manifest into this world. Now that sounds, to some people, they would think you're off your rocker. That's ridiculous, outrageous, But when you learn how to transform fear, every moment becomes an invitation to meet the divine. Awaiting within every single one of us is an enlightening heart, opening, godly experience. The secret to discovering fearless freedom, a simple step, approach all fear with fascination. Approach all fear with fascination. When you meet fear with curiosity, life takes you into higher states of expansion instead of deeper, limiting sensations of contraction. Fascination makes you become more open, relaxed, and receptive to the magic that is all around all of us. We naturally want to dive into life and experience each person that we meet with endless wonder, curiosity, and this creates more intimacy. And it requires tremendous courage to change your relationship with fear. Yet, if you don't, fear will continue to castrate the rest of your life. And it will. Pick one day where you're going to create more freedom in your life by meeting your fear with fascination. Whatever may happen to you in these short 24 hours, don't let any fear shrink you. Yet allow it to move through you in such a way that it creates a transformation inside you. Breathe into your fear. Welcome it. And when you say yes to it, it will shift before your very eyes. If you can maintain this commitment to yourself for just this one day, you might just believe by evening time that you are one of the most fortunate, sacred, and amazing beings who are alive on this planet at this time. The possibility of living in doubt, skepticism, and resistance to this life will always be there. In each moment, fear can sneak in and take on one of these disguises. It doesn't mean you have to pay attention to it. You can choose to ignore any fearful energy or feeling that you sense growing inside you and breathe beyond it. Simply take a look underneath the contracted fear-based energy, and you'll see that it's an angel in disguise, simply there to help you create deeper roots of love. Fear has this very special and sacred job in all of our lives. It is going to make sure we don't die without feeling ridiculously alive. Now, if we are not pouncing on our life mission, taking the risk to open our hearts to love every day, believing in the impossible, and reaching for the miraculous, then fear will do its job and start eating at you. We need fear there, yet we don't have to live in it. If our world was completely without the concept of fear, how do you think we'd be? We'd probably be like a bunch of zombies. There would be no courage or vigilance of awareness. We wouldn't be very accurate at focusing our precious attention and intention into what makes our heart truly sing. Courage is not the absence of fear, but rather the judgment that something else is more important than fear. Ambrose Redmond. For every day, pick a week. Every day of that week, explore a feeling of deep acceptance with your personal relationship with fear. Now, some people say that's just nuts, right? How do you typically respond when fear shows its scary head? Do you run and hide? Then retaliate with anxiety? When fear comes into your body, what happens? Now, you can make this more conscious so that you learn how to use fear instead of being used by it. When we stop feeding fear, fear can feed us. It's just energy. And when we find out how to welcome it in with curiosity, it sharpens our focus, clarifies our intentions, and makes our whole body mind super passionate about what we want to get out of this life. Now, it's no small matter on understanding fear and then mastering fear. It will shake you to your very roots. That is what it means to do that the real metamorphosis can begin. All of us resist fear. In a way, some of us just kind of push it away. I'm not going to deal with that. But when we stop resisting fear and start welcoming it in, you learn how to ride the hungry tiger instead of being eaten by it. You will actually enjoy everything about life, this life again. In one way, shape, form, or another, we are all running away from ourselves. Yet, whatever parts we are running away from always end up becoming what we run towards at some point in this lifetime or the next. Make an effort, learn how to embrace your fear, love your fear, and you will form a deeper spiritual respect for this life. You will appreciate all variations of life and not just be seeking to have easy, good days. Find what it is for you truly fear. What is it that you truly fear? Is it love, intimacy, success, failure? I mean, you think about it. I've met people that are afraid of success and afraid of failure. They're afraid of wealth and they're afraid of poverty. They're afraid of love and they're afraid of hate. So you discover for yourself, no one else is, whatever it is, invite it in and see how all your ancient phobias instantly flip around and become waves of enthralling fascination. So you have fun. I'm not saying that this is real simple, easy. It's simple in a way. It's not easy, I don't think, for any of us. You can look forward to each meeting you have with fear. And when you do, then you've truly mastered the game. You imagine that. Looking forward, and I'm not talking about manifesting it, okay? But I'm talking about looking forward to each meeting that you have with fear. So something arises, and you experience fear. And then instead of just kind of, you know how we do, we just kind of push it away. Instead of push it away, we just embrace it. You look at it and say, okay, so what am I fearing here? The moment you start seeing life as non-serious and playfulness, a playfulness at the burden, all the burden on your heart disappears. All the fear of death, of life, of love, everything disappears. One starts living with a very light weight or almost no weight. So weightless one becomes, one can fly in the open sky. Okay. Use everything to find God. If you can't see God in all, you can't see God at all. All of us are deeply consumed by this world every single day. The moment we choose to open our eyes in the morning, the mind kicks in, and we are flooded with all sorts of beliefs, emotions, and desires. It can become very easy in this day and age to feel overwhelmed, lost, or confused. We are constantly dealing with a massive amount of information and social pressure every single day. Pressure with finances, relationships, love, life, family, work, health problems are at the foundation. And then there's our newly found technological relationships with the cell phone, internet, texting. We may spend half our day just trying to figure out how to get through it alive. This technological era we are in is so captivating that we can easily miss out on the connection with our amazing spiritual existence. See, it's understanding that we, that outside there, we can have fun with it, but it's dangerous because it could end up mastering us. If we were surrounded every day by people whose only interest was in achieving enlightenment, our world, this world, would be very, very, very different. Excuse me. Yet we have chosen a planet where everyone is still deeply asleep to their divine enlightened nature. In fact, we are all so asleep that we don't even know that we are asleep. Every human being is sleepwalking through this life, meaning that we are always plugged into the mind. The veil is so thick that right now it's been thinned quite a bit, and the pattern is so deep that we need to use everything we've got to wake up. This means using everything you can find outside of yourself and inside of yourself. Any real ecstasy is a sign you are moving in the right direction. Don't let any prude or anybody outside of you tell you otherwise. St. Teresa of Avila. Use everything you can around you to find God. Use every conversation as a vehicle to listen to the divine. Use all your senses everywhere you go. Touch, taste, feel, hear, and even breathe in the smell of the divine. Use every moment of your free time to find deep silence, stillness, and inner peace, so you can connect deeper with the divine. You, the God. Use the media, all that excessive advertising that is constantly dumped on all of us. Use that to find God. When you read something that jumps out at you, try to notice how it's spiritual message just for you. When you feel like you might be making some form of connection to God, breathe that feeling deeply into your body. Stop everything. Give this experience all that you've got, because it might not last long. Notice how the feeling resonates with what's going on in your life. Find the practical aspects, like, how does this simple billboard advertisement give me the deepest guidance I'm needing in my relationships right now? There are no coincidences. That word should be stricken from our language. God is already always around each and every one of us. We only have synchronicity in this life. Everything is perfect and divinely aligned. The God source never, ever makes mistakes. So when you are 100% devoted to finding total alignment with the divine and everything around you, the magic will its way into you. If you want access, and think about this through the heart mind. If you want access to the most amazing spiritual experiences in this life, it is going to take everything you've got. The enlightened state is definitely not like anything you've experienced before. There are no more problems in your life anymore. There are only deeper and deeper connections with the divine. You go deeper and deeper and deeper. And this enlightenment is not for the half-ass, skeptical seeker, the protective pessimist, or the mind addict that is super smart intellectual. It's for that ordinary being who has devoted their entire heart and soul to something beyond this world. It's for that simple soul who wants to create the deepest, healthiest relationship with themselves and the God source. The biggest difference of all, perhaps, is that their connection with God is their highest priority all throughout the day. Understand, this is not religion. This is total this is not anything with religion. True love, my dear, is putting an ironclad grip upon the soft, swollen balls of a divine rogue elephant and not having the good fortune to die. Hobbits. So, ask yourself, are you open to exploring your connection with the divine? Starting now. Chances are that you're probably wondering what's the right way, how to do it, or are you feeling hesitant, reluctant, or thinking that maybe this week is not the right time? There will always be super important things which you need to do. Yet, the reality is that your soul has been waiting for real spiritual liberation for lifetimes and lifetimes and lifetimes. And yes, you have been preparing for a profound spiritual experience forever. You are here to let go of everything and think about this through your heart mind, and find your real connection to the divine again. You've been learning major life lessons after major life lessons after major life lessons, tilling the hard, tough inner soil inside you, just so that one day your soul could find some higher enlightened state of being. You were born to find some way home to yourself. So your mind is always free from all fear, resistance, stagnation, and separation. The enlightened mindset just happens when you return to the pure source of awareness that is behind the mind. When you discover the awareness behind every thought that you're thinking, you come closer to the most sacred intelligence in this universe. This is who each of us truly are. And the funny thing is that there's only one tiny thing stopping any of us from seeing, feeling, and knowing that God is here now. And this is your own mind. The mind is so full of personal beliefs and ideas about life that there's not much room for anything else. It is overflowing so much that we have become blind to God. Watch out for the mind. It is the only thing stopping any of us right now. The next time you're in front of a mirror, look non-judgmentally in that mirror. Non-judgmentally in that mirror. Just notice, what do you see? Do you see how amazing, multidimensional, and extremely beautiful you truly are? Or do you see all of your flaws and shortcomings? If the mind is not set aside, we can only see and hear what it thinks is good and bad. The mind can be extremely judgmental, and this is pure entertainment for the ego. We hate being bored, so we cling to all sorts of opinions about right and wrong. As long as we are over-identified with and attached to opinions of good, bad, you cannot spiritually awaken. Just remember that all of this life is a grand play. And the nature of the mind is to create contrasts and comparisons. Now, the mind doesn't like the gray middle path. And when the mind is too empty, it seeks something juicy to fill it. Let go of filling up the mind and find the spiritual being that you are. This is in silence and stillness within. And interestingly, the heart is not judgmental at all. At all, at all. The heart only loves, accepts, and embraces what is. So don't trust the mind. Trust your heart instead. Be free of the mind and just remain in the heart. Don't go back into the mind. That room's been cleaned out and the door's been shut. You're in the heart. You will soon, in time, find the divine. And this is really a good statement out of the Course in Miracles. And this is a miracle, the moment that you realize that there is no way to make a home, then this whole existence is home. Then wherever you are at home. Every day, we all get lost in a sea of duality. Expect the pendulum to swing back and forth from being lost to being found. Again, and again, and again. Our minds are not the only minds out there that is making a living hell or heaven out of each moment. Everyone is doing this. We are all blind to the divine. We simply choose to learn how to release all attachments and trust in God and surrender to its totality. And when we take this risk to dissolve back into the source, in each moment we naturally discover how everything around us is helping and guiding us to be free. The really good news is that we've got 1 billion more lifetimes to become enlightened. God is never, ever going to stop loving us. The bad news is that if postponed, you'll miss out on the 1,000 opportunities heading your way today. There's no real end to this journey. We do not die when we die. So truly, there is nothing to be concerned about. There really isn't. When you realize you are an eternal being, what's there to be worried or fearful about? Remember, you are not the body. You're on an infinite journey. We all are. We are always safe and on the right path. We've made it this far, and we are still a very conscious and deeply sensitive being. This is a very good sign. So if you will, go to the place where you're not going to be interrupted. And I'm sure that we all are. And what's the first thing that we do? Relax the body. And remember, you're not the body. You're the God in the body. So this way you can look at the body. And what happens with our bodies? They get stressed. And then what did we talk about? Fear comes in, stress, worry, anxiety, all of these things. And so the body packs it on. You know? And here's a pound of fear, here's another pound of fear, here's 10 pounds of anxiety, here's 10 pounds of worry. And after a while, you can't move. Because the body's so weighted down with all of this stuff that we put on it. So you kind of look at it, you got all these Velcro straps, and you got all these 10 pounds of this, 10 pounds of this, and, 10 pounds of anger. And you just take those Velcro straps and you just pull them off, and it drops to the floor. And you ever done that, if you've ever carried a lot of weight for a period of time, then you take it off, you feel like you could just jump up into the sky? It's short-lived, but you can feel it feels that way. So this is when the body is free from all of that crap that none of us are exempt from it. We all pile it on. And a lot of times we aren't even consciously aware of it. So when we do understand that all this stuff is what we've created, for ourselves. And when we scope that and we understand that, it's just, okay, so I'm not going to carry this stuff. There's no reason I care to carry it. How silly is this? Man, I've been taking this life way too seriously. So then the body becomes at ease. All that stress and fear and anxiety and everything is dropped off. And anything that has this stubborn, that doesn't want to leave, that's when you face it and look underneath it to see what it really is. And then it'll drop away. So this way, our bodies are just completely at ease, relaxed. And when that happens, you discover you, the God. And so you're looking at the body and says, this is great. The body's just really relaxed. Not a thought, not a care, not a concern, period. And then you step out of the mind, the ego, subconscious mind, by moving into the now. See, our direction, we discover the gods we are, that we're the God in the body, not the body. And then we understand that all of this stuff literally vaporizes when we stay with the God. And you move out of the now. And you move out of the mind, the ego, the subconscious mind, and you are only in the now. Now, the mind might try to trick you to make you think you're in the now, but you're not. Because you'll know when you're in the now. You're not even, all you're doing is communing with the God that you are. You're not, there's none of this stuff that we entertain ourselves with. It's not there. You're not participating with the mind and all those thoughts, or the ego, or the subconscious mind. This is our natural state of being. It is our home. The space between heartbeats, moment to moment, our focus is only in the moment. It's not, 10 minutes from now, an hour from now, 2 hours from now, a year from now, 10 years from now. It is only moment to moment. That is absolutely it. And there's a sacredness to that, because it gives you an open door to move deeper and deeper into the God that you are. Now, some of us, we reminisce. We have, it's fun. Isn't it fun to reminisce? We all do it. None of us are exempt from it. It's a good thing. We reminisce about things in our lives and what we, did and experienced and how fun that was. And, then some of them we know that, they weren't that great. But we don't stay there. We enjoy it and then we move forward. But some of us, some of us will go into the past, which we all know is dead. It's absolutely dead, gone. But some of us will go into the past and we kind of stay there. And the past to me is like an elephant graveyard. It's dank. There's not one breath of fresh air, and it's foggy. And all that's around is dead things. And we will stay there so long that we'll take that past, we'll drag it into a future that doesn't exist, create that future out of that past, relive that past and that future. And this is why a lot of people are so perplexed that they say to themselves, no matter what I seem to do, I always end up here. That's why. Others, remember, the now is right there. But others will jump into a future that doesn't exist, and they'll wander. They'll wander endlessly. When is this going to happen for me? When is that going to happen for me? I wish this would happen now. What is it going to be like when this happens, or this happens, or this happens, or this happens? And all the time, our enlightenment is in the now and discovering the gods that we are. That's our choice. No one else makes it for us. So, we look at the body, and because we aren't the body, but we're the God in the body, so we're looking at the body, and we see that starting at our tailbone, the tailbone of that body, and going to the top of the head, are these 7 energy vortexes. These are the chakras. These are the wheels of light. And they're all different colors. And they're all different flower shapes. And they all have different geometrical designs in the center. So, what are they? It's where you, the God, flows. That's what they are. It's where you, the God, flows. And we're like a fountain, because the God force, love, light, energy, you, the real you, your divine positive energy, the breath, flows through these energy vortexes, these colored wheels of light. And what I want everybody to do is just take a moment and watch and experience you, the God, flowing through these energy vortexes. What do you see? What do you feel? Now, there's times where you can be flowing through that, and it gets tough when you're not in the now. And a lot of us, in fact, all of us, are susceptible to grabbing onto a thought that floats by us and pulls us out of the now. And then we look at the thought, and some of us are consciously aware that we've moved out of the now and we're somewhere in some thought. And we know how to bring ourselves into the now with our breath, our divine positive energy, the breath that flows with the God. So this divine positive energy, our breath, brings us right into the now. Every single time, 3,000%, guaranteed. Is it great to know this? You can practice it whenever you feel yourself moving out of the now, because you might get pressure from external authorities, or pressure from friends or relatives, or pressures, period, on yourself, where you pull yourself out of the now and you wander off into other things, usually into future thoughts. But the breath is the power. It's designed to help us stay in the now. Now, as we flow through these energy vortexes, these chakras, you have red and you have orange and you have yellow and green and blue and indigo and violet. These are all the vibrant colors. And simply put, at our tailbone is the red wheel of light, and it deals with our survival. And it's blocked by, of all things, fear. And we've shared fear today. The orange wheel of light deals with pleasure, and it is blocked by guilt. Guilt is conjured up by the ego mind. And it blocks our pleasure. When you're in guilt, you're not having pleasure. You're not enjoying who and what you are or this life. Does that make any sense? That people feel guilty for enjoying their lives? Then we move to the yellow wheel of light. The third chakra deals with our willpower. It's blocked by shame. Then the green wheel of light deals with love. Is blocked by grief. If you're in grief, you are not going to love. And what's the reason for grief? Most of the time it's because the God leaves the body. Then we move to the blue wheel of light. This deals with truth. This is the fifth chakra. And it is blocked by lies. Then we move to the indigo wheel of light, the sixth chakra. This deals with insight. And is blocked by illusion. If you're constantly seduced by illusion, you will not have insight. Then we move to the seventh chakra, the crown chakra. This deals with cosmic energy. With you, the God, and the connection to you, the God. And it's blocked by ego attachment. So it's when we embrace our egos, we block our God. We block the gods that we are from flowing. So you could be flowing along, and you come to the indigo, the sixth chakra, and which deals with insight, and then you kind of hit a wall with your head because it's blocked by illusion. So the illusion defers your flow in an off direction. This is our energy conduit. This is where we flow as gods. Why would they wouldn't be there? And are they there after the God leaves the body? No. The God enters the body, there's the chakras. So as you can see, we're like an energy fountain, perpetual spring. All this, the God, the divine positive energy flows up through the center of the body, through these chakras, and then flows over the crown and back down around to the root chakra, and it starts all over 1 through 7. Now, when we are this understanding, we know that we're the God, and we're at the top of the head of the body, and we consciously know that we condense and compress these energies into pure, omnipotently powerful liquid energy, and then we pour them over the pineal gland. Pineal gland is very important to us. while we're in these bodies, because it's actually a conduit, connects us to all the particles of existence. This is not a learning curve for all of us. Now, we have functioning pineal glands, but none of us have fully functioning, healthy pineal glands. Not yet. We will. So you can view the pineal gland and your heart mind however you choose, but I see it as a green ball, a rosebud. And so when I pour this pure liquid energy over it, it literally, instantaneously turns into a massive rose with multicolored petals, with a phenomenal fragrance, sending out shimmering waves of pure energy that saturate me. And it is if you know what bliss is, this is like beyond bliss, it's nirvana. It is absolutely just, there's no words for it. The deepest love, the deepest peace, the deepest gratitude, and it's eternal. It doesn't just come in one wave and gone. It's constant. And then this opens the door for me to understand that it is me. It is the God that I am. Imagine that. It's not something out there. It's a reflection of the God that you are. Now, these bodies, higher self, soul, spirit, heart, mind, ego mind, subconscious mind, the God, the pure consciousness, all one. And every understanding for us directs us to the soul in the body is the heaven on the earth. The body is the earth, the soul is the heaven. Every single step that we take on this planet, we are creating paradise. Now, if you don't see the paradise, it means that your mind is your master. When you do see the paradise, it means that you, the God, is the master. And as each of us create paradise as heaven on earth, we shine our light outward in 360 degrees everywhere. And it expands out throughout the solar system, galaxy, and universe and beyond. And we're flooding this deep, pure, eternal love, this deep, pure gratitude, deep, pure, eternal peace. We're flooding all of our brothers and sisters, whether they're awake or asleep, all life, the highest supreme value in the universe is, saturating continuously with the love that we are. You can see through your heart, mind, motion picture how this planet is in massive transformation into the higher frequencies of deep eternal love, gratitude, and peace. And we're all consciously aware that we are of and from the highest of deepest eternal gratitude, and of and from the highest and deepest eternal love. Now, we're parts of the collective consciousness, the pure consciousness, the God. We're all parts of that. So, doesn't it make sense that we seek out other parts of us that are consciously aware? Well, the Archangels, the cherubim, the seraphim, the archetypes, the Ascended Masters, Kuan Yin, Maitreya, Buddha, Lakshmi, Ganesh, Gaia, Saint Germain, Sananda Christ, El Moria, Bandantia, Pel, Thoth, Yahweh, Yeshua, many, many, many more. And both consciously aware that they're of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude. Now, the Archangels are a civilization that vibrate at a different frequency than we do. That's why we don't see them like we see each other. But we meet them more than we know. You could be in a store or something, and all of a sudden a stranger just, hey, and they kind of chime in on something, and you start talking with them. And a lot of times it's after that you've had that interaction that it dawns on you that was an angel. And the message that they give us is the same, but it's delivered in many, many, many different ways. And it is, simply put, isn't it absolutely spectacular, glorious, wonderful to be alive in these bodies? You can't argue with that, because no matter what's going on with your body, you're in it. Now, they can surround any one of us in tens of thousands in number. Because of their vibrational frequency, they can hold a large number in a small area. And they're parts of us, and we're parts of them. The Ascended Masters have mastered ascension into physical form, out of physical form, hold pure consciousness, God form. We have ascended into physical form, are mastering physical form, and we're creating our experiences to perfect our creations. And some of us might move far enough within ourselves as the gods that we are, we will discover that we are the light. So when we decide to leave the body, we're not going to follow a light. We are the light. And that's so important to understand before you leave the body. So knowing, consciously aware, knowing that we are the God, we reach out to all of the other gods in physical form, kind of summoned physical form. Yet, they must be consciously aware, or they wouldn't be with us in this meditation. So we reach out to all of the inhabitants of inner earth, hollow earth, Agartha, and beneath earth. Yet only those who are consciously aware that they're of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude can be with us in this now, in this meditation, forming this circle of light. Complete liberation of this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, in this now, into the higher and higher, higher frequencies of deep eternal love, gratitude, and peace. And they come in the billions, and they are consciously with us now. We call upon all the light energy beings out there that are in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever, beyond, and forever. Yet only those that are consciously aware that they're of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude can be with us in this now, in this meditation, in the complete liberation of this planet. Now, they come in the Gogoplexes. One Gogoplex fills this entire universe without any sacred space to spare. And they come in trillions of Gogoplexes from trillions of universes. And they are with us now consciously. We call upon all the off-worlders, all the galactics, all the celestials. Yet, only those who are consciously aware that they're of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude can be with us in this now, in this meditation, forming this circle of light, complete liberation of this planet. Now, we're only familiar with a smidgen of them. Over 1,000 travel through this solar system every day. Trillions throughout the universes every day. The ones that we're somewhat familiar with, the Pleiadians, the Sirians, the Arcturians, the Andromedans, the feline, the Zeta Reticuli, the Nords, the Greys, the Draco, the Reptilian, the Golden Pyramid, the Avian, and many, many, many more. Now, the ones that we're somewhat familiar with are the Pleiadians, the Sirians, the Arcturians, the Andromedans, the felines, Zeta Reticuli, the Nords, the Greys, the Draco, the Reptilian, the Golden Pyramid, the Avian. But we're not that familiar with them. It's not like we have them over for dinner. Now, they've been assisting us in our evolution, enlightenment, ascension, freeing ourselves from our own self-imposed bondage and our own self-imposed slavery. And in massive numbers, they are with us now consciously. And remember, they're all parts of us, we're all parts of them. We call upon all of our loved ones, all those who have ascended out of body in this lifetime and all lifetimes that we've inhabited. Yet, only those that are consciously aware that they're of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, can be with us in this now, in this meditation, form this circle of light and complete liberation of this planet. Now, they come in the billions, and they are with us now, consciously. We call upon all the light energy beings and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever, who have decided to be housed in the following forms on and above and below this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, and this now. Yet, only those who are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, can be with us in this now, in this meditation, forming this circle of light and complete liberation of this planet. Now, they come in shapes, colors, sizes, forms, configurations of which we've never seen. Matter of fact, with the eyes that we have, we only see 1% of what is. And the ones that we're somewhat familiar with, the fairies, the sprites, the elves, the gnomes, the dwarves, the trees, the trolls, the elementals, earth, air, water, fire, ether, wood, the mermaid, the dolphin, the whale, the pegasus, the unicorn, the centaur, the minotaur, and many, many, many more. And in the trillions, they are with us now consciously. And we're all gathered arm in arm, hand in hand, in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, and humbleness, bliss, peace, joy, tranquility, benevolence, prosperity, abundance. And we're all one, and we're all God, and we're all love, and our God force, love, light, energy is in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. And it continues to intensify, and it continues to expand. We immediately form a massive circle of light around the equator of this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, and this now. This light emanates from the gods within each and every one of us, the God force, love, light, energy. This light is so brilliant that it grays out the darkness of sacred space. It would take 1,000 trillion suns to even come close to its radiance. And we're flooding this planet with this light, saturating all life, the highest supreme value in the universe. Everything. All of our brothers and sisters, head to toe, inside now, whether they're awake or asleep. Massive. Transforming every single microsecond this planet and its life into the highest of the highest highs of deep eternal love and gratitude and peace. You can feel it through your heart-mind. You don't need to look for it. You're it. Now, we all begin to ascend above the planet, and we're immediately met with this massive ocean of glitter. And it is massive. It's everywhere. Above us, below us, around us. And it's filled with just uncountable, so many vibrant colors flashing and reflecting everywhere. Back and forth, and all of us gathered, hundreds of millions of us, on and off planet. And we look closely at these microscopic reflective mirrors, and we find we could go into them, and then we discover that all of us are teachers and students with each other. In this endless journey, we're constantly teaching and learning from each other all the time, pieces of ourselves. It's phenomenal. As we continue to ascend, some of us step outside our physical forms and float effortlessly above them, if we're carrying physical form. And why do we do that? Well, because we can. And then we come into full contact with this massive crystalline light tower. We created this tower. It's larger than a solar system. That's huge. In the center, we see an oblong sphere. The center of the sphere is a golden white ball of light. And it's surrounded by numerous beautiful, vibrant colored rings of light. And they're all sending these massive waves over all of us, saturating us from head to toe, inside and out. And the golden white ball of light is pure, deep, eternal love. And then all the rest that are saturating us, pure, deep, eternal gratitude, pure, deep, eternal peace, well-being, massive abundance, prosperity, wealth, endless gentleness, kindness, generosity, and humbleness, tranquility, benevolence. All of these flooding us all eternally, never ending. And then as we're consciously aware that we are the God in the body, we understand that this is the God. This is a reflection of the gods we are. This is what we're made of. Now, at the top of this crystalline light tower, we designed it so the golden ocean can come cascading down 360 degrees, as it continues to do with all of us eternally. And this golden ocean is pure, deep, eternal love, flooding us all. Think about all of that, all of this energy, all of that we are and always have been, divine perfection, eternal peace, eternal gratitude, eternal bliss. This is what we are. Not the body. So this golden ocean, we are drops of this golden ocean. We hold the essence of this golden ocean. Golden oceans are drops of the golden ocean, and the only illusion is separation. We see our meditative sphere. It's at center circle. We created this sphere over 3 years ago. It houses nearly 1,400 of our meditations in perpetual motion. Think about that, over 3 years. Hundreds of millions of us on and off world, with the highest of the highest high intents of pure, deep, eternal love, gratitude, and peace, and all of these meditations flooding us all, this planet, us, all of us. It's absolutely amazing. This planet cannot not ascend. This is why this sphere can be seen, heard, and felt, and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever, beyond, and forever. This is why it continues to intensify, and this is why it continues to expand. There are 1,000 paths to enlightenment and 1,000,000 doors we can walk through to experience this moment as divine. One of these precious doors is not so easy or obvious to see, yet each of us, we unconsciously step through it every single day. And it is the perpetual swinging door of judgment. I'll join you in a meditation, and I'll return to close us out. Take an easy breath in through the nose. Easy breath out through the mouth. Move easily and slowly. Master your thoughts. Take this with you for the rest of the day, into the evening and night, and to the following morning. We will return here Saturday, May 22nd, 2021, 3 p.m. Eastern, to continue our guided